Hello everyone, my name is Ark and welcome back to another Hyper Body action figure review. So, the last Hyper Body, which was surprisingly the first Hyper Body that I ever reviewed, was Modernia, nearly a year and a half ago, at least from what I can recall, back in 2024. This is ANIS from the same series, Nikke, Goddess of Victory, or Goddess of Victory Nikke. It goes either or. Of course, we have the most well-endowed figure, as you can see, and Hyper Body has been getting a lot of flack lately because of their quality control. It is slightly worse than Figma's, and I can definitely understand why. There's a lot of things that I do like about this figure, but also a lot of things that I dislike, and a lot of questionable things as well. So the first thing is, she can't really stand straight. She's slanted. She's like slanted this way. And I don't understand what the issue is with that, or why she is slanted, but she is. I tried everything that I could. I don't know if it's because the foot is not all the way in or anything, but she just doesn't... Wait. No, I just got her back. Never mind. I fixed it. Okay, great. Got that fixed. I think it's just because of the knee. The knees being completely different in terms of just the way that they move and everything like that. Because if we compare them, you can definitely tell that one of the legs, actually the bottom leg, is lower than the right one. Yeah, so you can see there's a lot more gapping here than this one. I don't know if that's something that I could fix, because even looking at it from the side, there's also a lot more gapping on the left leg than there is on the right leg. And that's unfortunate, really, because this figure is really good looking. There's a lot of good detail, and I think that's one of the best things about Hyper Body, is that they're able to get a lot of detail through and through with these figures. I will say I think Anis's chest is definitely blown out of proportion, but it is sort of accurate to how she looks in the actual game and promotional material and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, she's definitely going to be front and center in the picture. But articulation wise, Hyper Body is not necessarily the greatest. Now, if we take a look at before we actually get into the articulation, the aesthetic of this figure is perfect. It captures the way that ANIS looks in the game 1-to-1, which is phenomenal. All the nice light orange or yellow orange look that she has throughout as a character. The actual jacket, the giant chest, the face, the rounder face is perfect as well. The hair, the paint job, everything is phenomenal. Something I do like is that her little cap is actually magnetic. So it is a little bit annoying because the cap is all the way in the back. And that is how she is supposed to have it. So I can't really be too mad about that. It's just I'm afraid that this is always going to fall off. But it seems to be a pretty strong magnet. Like, I'm putting some pressure to it, and it's not budging. So I do like that. Now, let's take a look at the articulation. So she does have a very tiny double ball peg for the neck that hopefully I can actually put back in. There you go. So if we actually use the double ball peg to how it's supposed to be used, she can look down pretty well, especially if we extend the ball peg. Now, if we don't, you can't move it. You do have to kind of extend it a little bit to get some movement. So looking down, pretty good. Looking up, also really good. I'm surprised. Side to side, phenomenal. Pivoting, not too much because of the hair. The hair is going to be one of the bigger obstacles there. You could have, of course, extended and pivot better, but that's just going to make you have a really long neck. So it's going to be about that much. Arms, she can get to about a T-pose. And one of the biggest things about Hyper Body is the lack of connection between joints. You saw how easy it was for me to just separate the joints right here, just like that. Now, that is not the biggest deal if you wanted to have a buildable figure. This is a figure that's already built for you, and sometimes just while you're posing, you might just have issues like that where you're kind of pulling it out by accident, or pulling the joint out by accident, or the arm, or anything like that, and it's not necessarily the greatest. Now, the sculpting on the arms is definitely questionable. Don't know why it's so weird here. These points don't connect. This is definitely supposed to be more so like bent, for sure. And one of the bigger things about not making this little string a separate piece is that you're not going to have good connections right here. You can see that butterfly joint, or the bicep swivel, doesn't necessarily work. Now, butterfly joints, she doesn't have any, really. She doesn't have any butterfly joints because it's just single jointed hinges on here. So it's not going to work well. Bicep swivel works. Single jointed elbow also works and looks pretty decent if you're actually using it. If you're not, it looks disgusting. You have a giant tumor pushing out from the elbow. Wrist hinge works well. Hopefully the hinges for the wrist are easy enough not to take off from the arm, but from the hand. At least hopefully. Yeah, they're easy enough. So it is nice to, it's pretty easy to actually swap out the hands from the looks of it. So I do like that. Now, this is probably one of the weirdest mechanisms that they have for the abdomen. So she doesn't have a waist. Actually, she technically does. So I'm going to actually talk about this. This is one of the weirdest joints, and I kind of like it. Am I saying that it's going to be perfect? No, absolutely not. So it is a hinge. And this hinge has another hinge at the top that kind of like goes to the sides. So you can actually move side to side and pivot. And then go back and forth with the regular ball hinge. It's a very interesting mechanism because this is something that they would do in the Nikke department. Now, one of the biggest things about the hinge that they have here for the lower torso is that it pops off super easy. Going forward, not much. Going backwards is going to get caught in the plastic, so that's one of the bigger things. If you try to push it further out, it works. It doesn't necessarily look terrible, but it works. She does have a nice butt, of course. It is a Nikke, so she needs to have a nice looking butt. If I try to put it back in together, let me see how good the range of articulation is. Not good whatsoever. Going backwards, not good either. So, biggest gripe, plastic, kind of hard plastic jacket. You guys saw how fluid the movement is for this joint. Going forward, backwards, side to side. It is phenomenal in terms of like the actual fluidity of the joint. It just doesn't work with ANIS because first, she has a giant chest, so she can't move forward. That's about as far forward as she can get. Going backwards, not much either. And that just fell. Where was that? Was that here? I think it was. Now, legs, drop down hips. She does have, oh no, the waist joint already got separated as well. Oh god. Okay, let me just put that back on. This is one of the biggest things, or biggest issues that I had with Modernia, is that her hips just kind of kept popping out. It seems like that's going to be a common thing for all hyper bodies. Drop down hips, pretty good drop down hips, going all the way out. Without the drop downs, about 90 degrees, give or take. Then, with the drop downs, better than 90, which is really nice. Really weird way of making the thigh. The reason for that is because they need to, like, kneel out. They could have done a lot more with the sculpt. Damn, I'm a little disappointed with this figure. Mostly because these are expensive figures. Hyperbody is extremely expensive. Thigh swivel works well, and it moves pretty much the entire thing. Double jointed knee looks kind of ugly, very gappy. Well, this is the left one. This is the other one. Still gappy, but it is better because of the knee guard. And foot hinge, going forward this far, backwards this far, and then foot pivot. It works, but it's not necessarily the greatest. So, yeah, it's quite underwhelming in terms of the articulation department. Oh, forgot to mention, splits. Not good. 90 degrees. That is not good. Especially since they are supposed to be combat robots or combat arsenal. So, not a lot of good movement there. So articulation-wise, it's pretty lackluster. It's not good. Modernia had a lot more articulation for sure, but it's also because of the design of ANIS, and I can't really fault her for that. But at the same time, they could have done so much of a better job. I just think Hyperbody is very, very underwhelming, especially because this being the second figure that I have. The first one, after using it a while and everything, I did think that it was a little bit underwhelming. And then this one is just kind of going the same boat. Now, accessory-wise, you guys saw how big the box was in the beginning. There's not a lot of accessories, to say the least. So let's take a look at those real quick. I don't do this often, but I did really want to show how big the package is. This is insane. Look at all of the empty space that there is. They did not plan this out in terms of like the actual way to organize this. There is so much empty space here. This is where the cap is, by the way. There's so much. These boxes are like twice the size of the Modernia. And Modernia had twice the amount of accessories. Granted, the boxes are beautiful. The boxes are perfect. It's just, why are they so empty? Now, accessory-wise, she actually has a decent amount of accessories. She comes with that nice, funny-looking face, her angry-looking expression, and a happy-looking expression. 3 different faceplates, phenomenal. She comes with her gun, which is beautiful. She comes with pellets for the gun and also the strap. She comes with 4 different pairs of hands, 2 gun holding hands, extended pair of hands, trigger hands, and also a pair of fists. She also comes with I forgot what that is. That might be for a weapon. I forgot. I don't necessarily know. I have the instructions here. I'll take a look at it later. Actually, might as well take a look at it now since I am in this position. Is there any specifics as to what she comes with? Let's see. I. Where's I? Well, I'm looking at it is for the peg on the back. That makes a lot of sense. So it is for the peg, so it's extended and everything, so that's actually really nice. Now, one of the bigger things about this is that they did try to make it super easy for them to actually kneel down and everything like that. So it makes sense that she doesn't come with the additional pair of legs that a Figma would come with. Figma so far has actually included the pair of legs for Alice, which is really nice. So I'm actually going to go... Did I cover everything? Oh, she also comes with a grenade and also a hand that is more so extended as well. Now, you're going to see all of these accessories up close during the photo shoot, so I'm just going to go right into my final thoughts here. This figure is very, very underwhelming, as I already mentioned in the process of the articulation and that sort of thing. I am disappointed because I think Hyperbody is trying to do a lot of good, but they don't know how to do it properly. It is a good smile front company, and I just think that they should just go with the Figmas. I think they should just get rid of the Hyperbody aspect, because this is what, the 4th Hyperbody ever? So it's still not necessarily the greatest. They haven't really done a very good job of making the action figures. They fall apart super easily. They don't have the best articulation, especially this ANIS is pretty lackluster. She's extremely expensive, and there's just a lot of empty packaging or empty space on the packaging. So as an overall score, I'm actually going to have to give this figure a 6. The only thing that she has for it is that her legs work pretty decently, and she has the looks. Everything that she comes with is phenomenal. It works well for her. No training stand or effect piece to go in front of her or anything like that, kind of like the actual in-game grounds, is unfortunate. She does come with a stand, but I'm not going to count the stand because that is a common Hyperbody thing. Very similar to the Mafex. If they come with a stand initially, then I will not include it within the review of the accessories or take that into the final verdict, because realistically every figure should come with a stand. The only ones that I will give praise for ever including a stand is Bandai and Marvel Legends, really. So yeah, I think a 6 is fine for this figure. It's it's a little bit annoying because this was definitely one of my more like expected or hyped figures of the year, I guess. And I'm just a little bit disappointed because she is not that good. But yeah, that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below. But besides that, like and subscribe and all that sort of jazz. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.